How's it going, guys? What you'll see today is something I don't normally do, and that's a patch breakdown. The reason why I don't normally do patch breakdowns is because they're considered news and it's time sensitive, because if it's not up within an hour or a day or so, or a couple hours or a day or so, then normally some other YouTuber or gaming websites already covered it, you've seen it, and then there's no point in watching the video. And the other reason why is because I'm capped for internet at home, so even one or two videos worth would really do a substantial impact on my monthly cap. So I upload all my videos from my university, so that's why I don't normally do news. This one's different. This is why, and the reason why is because this is a large patch that update a whole bunch of balance and stability issues for Battlefield 4, and it might be the patch that Battlefield's been looking for the last 4 months worth of play. And I think it's important, and I'm going to discuss all the postulates and balance issues in case you're out of date with it, you haven't seen the updates, or just you want to hear me talk about it for a while, so I'm going to do that. First things first, this patch came out as sort of the trial on PS4 on, I think it was March 4th. It came out today when I'm doing the commentary on March 6th for PC. And on PC it was 824 megs. It was a huge patch. And I happened to actually and if you're asking, I did download the patch at university and transfer it over to my PC. It was that big. That's how big it is. I am going to talk about everything about it, like I said, in terms of importance. Everything I'm going to talk about is sort of a pro-con thing that I think is important to talk about. But of course, there are little things I'm going to leave out that, there are issues between, say, because I'm going to talk about the PC version. But the balance issues in that are basically exactly the same between PC and console. But the little idiosyncrasies and problems that PC had versus console had might be a bit different. But I will break them down, and I'll break them down now, actually. First things first is the stability issues. It fixed general crash and problems and stability problems. So those are the improvements, and that's good. These are the generals. I'll break down weapons, pistols, grenades, and vehicle ones as I go. The next is it fixed an issue with data resending that was causing rubber banding on some servers. Some side note points here. I hadn't played Battlefield 4 since Second Assault came out for nearly 2 weeks. The reason being for that is I couldn't tell at first if it was my ISP or I was having problems with the actual game, and I found out because I reinstalled Battlefield 3 and got some gameplays on it to test if it was my ISP, and it was not my ISP. It was definitely the game. That latest patch and Second Assault update that came out made pretty much every single server I ever went into with severe lag and rubber banding, and I did not play Battlefield 4 for 2 weeks until this latest patch. I can confirm over the last 3-4 hours of me playing that this patch has done absolute wonders in terms of being able to actually play the game. Hit detection, I've noticed, is quite improved. Bullet physics is quite improved. Everything seems a lot better in this big patch. I've really enjoyed it. No rubber banding to speak of. Next is it fixed an issue with the kill cam triggering before the game client could display the latest portion of damage being dealt, and that gave the players the impression they died too early. So I guess that zero kill cam issue or insta death. I haven't actually had a kill exchange yet in 3-4 hours of play. Normally I'd have them maybe every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so that's another good thing. It tweaked the speed dispersion and rearm duration of IFV and main battle tank projectiles. It fixed an exploit to allow players to shoot 2 tank shells with not enough delay between them, so that would be the staff shell issue, I guess. It fixed an issue where in Diffuse where players would get stuck in an unplayable state between rounds. I can't believe that was even an issue. That's amateur hour. It fixed a bug that would cause players to sometimes get stuck in the kill cam after being killed. It fixed a bug where and this was an annoying one for me. It fixed a bug where red laser dots would get stuck on textures. There's been so many times where I'd be walking through a section, I'd see a laser stuck on a wall, I'd have a look at it for a second, I'd get gunned down because I took my eyes off straight and forward in front of me. So having that one fixed is nice. It improved repair rates for vehicles with different base healths. And I guess that's the Little Bird one, because the Little Bird having less health than, say, a tank. In that case, having a repairman in the Little Bird would make it invincible because it would repair so quickly versus the tanks that would be slower. So now they're on an even playing field in terms of the rate of repair. It fixed an issue with faulty zoom levels occurring in the click to zoom in. So when sprinting and zooming, it would mess up the zoom levels from hip to zoom. And I didn't know that was a bug, but apparently it was. So it's good that's fixed. And here's everyone's favorite here. It fixed a boat physics and handling issue. So the boats are more agile now. And it actually implements a system where you could push boats back in the water, which is pretty sweet. And to do that, you basically have to just knife the boat and it'll go back into the water. Even attack boats, which is pretty silly. In terms of grenade tweaks, they increased the number of flashbangs and flares players can carry from 2 to 3. They increased the effect of the M84 flashbang on friendlies and enemies, so it's almost Call of Duty-like from Modern Warfare 2 with a really loud flashbang. It increased the max damage of the impact grenades from 67 to 80, but reduced the range of the explosion. And what it did, they also reduced the visual and audio effect of the detonation of the M40 minis to highlight its smaller blast compared to other groups of grenades. It decreased the damage from 80 to 60 as well, and decreased the range at which maximum damage is applied. So, and let's be honest here, those V40 minis absolutely deserve that nerf. The next up is the pistol tweaks. It increased the aimed accuracy of the M1911, making it a viable choice. It increased the close range damage of the M1911, the QSC-92, the FN-57, the CZ-75, and the Compact 45. This one will be everyone's favorite. It increased the delay, or it reduced the delay between pressing the trigger and the bullet firing for the Rex and the Magnum, which I'm sure everyone was complaining about at some point. And it increased the magazine size of the QSC-92 to 20 rounds. Now, in terms of weapon tweaks, and I'm sure everyone will be split on this one as usual, it increased the accuracy of pump-action shotguns while on the move and aiming, which will help me because I like shotguns. It reduced the long-range damage of the MTAR to bring it in line with the rest of the carbines. It adjusted the way inaccuracy is handled when transitioning from hip to aimed fire, and it increased the heavy barrel's accuracy bonus on the move at a reduced bonus, so it should give the heavy barrel a wider role for players who desire accuracy while aimed in. It synchronized the timing of aiming down the sights animation of sniper rifles with their ability to fire with full accuracy. So players no longer need to wait an additional time after aiming in to actually have an accurate shot. It says there's still a delay to achieve full accuracy, so quick scoping is theoretically still not possible. The SRS bolt action time's been tweaked, and the rate of fire has been lowered. The Gold Magnum's action time has been tweaked as well. I'm assuming it's been lowered because it was probably the fastest firing one in the game. The muzzle velocity of the MP7's been reduced. The MTAR muzzle velocity's also been reduced. And it updated the handling of one-time scopes for the Type 95B1, the AN91, or the A91, the AUG, the SR21, the QBZ951, the FAMAS, the MTAR, the L85, and the F2000. So there's a lot of weapon changes there. And it updated the rate of fire for the RPG-7 and the LAW. Now the vehicle tweaks here, and this is the last section if you're already bored. It increased the total amount, or it reduced the total amount of missiles carried by the Mobile AA from 6 to 4. It reduced the velocity of the MAA's 20mm cannon from 1200 meters per second to 800. It reduced the physical impact of AA missiles to prevent helicopters from flipping and being uncontrollable when hit, but the damage values weren't changed. It reduced the cone in which active radar missiles from targets can be targeted. So basically, it dramatically reduced the area in which you were able to use active radar, which, I mean, let's be honest, was absolutely needed. It increased the direct damage done by the attack helicopter's gunner cannon. So the gunner will be better able to assist the pilot in taking down vehicles now. It increased the direct damage of the Zuni rockets, so now they're a more viable option. It reduced the splash damage and max splash damage of the 25mm cannons on the Scout Chopper to make the basic default weapon a more viable option. It reduced the intelligence of the LAW missiles, requiring the player to aim the missile closer to the target before it actually locks on. And the LAW now reduces or reloads at a slightly slower rate. Plus, if you weren't a big fan of the LAW going through active protection, that's now been fixed as well. It fixed an issue where active protection didn't properly stop frag rounds, which is pretty funny. It reduced the M2 Slam's max damage to vehicles from 6 meters to 3 meters because apparently it was deemed too large a radius. And lastly, the Staff Shell's overall damage to targets has been reduced by 25%, which should balance the use of the Staff Shell to its damage potential. So as you can tell, a lot's been changed. A lot's been changed for everything. Some might not like it, some may like it. And basically, I can genuinely say, other than ones that I might have commented on earlier on in the video, that I am actually impressed with these changes. I feel unfortunately it might be too little too late for a lot of the people that have already been committed to Titanfall and other video games. But these basic changes and patches I think will be good for the game, maybe bring some people back to it. It certainly brought me back to it because I was almost... based on that Second Assault DLC coming out, from the way it was playing, I was going to go back to Battlefield 3. I couldn't play the game at all. But so far in my 3 or 4 hours of playing with the balance and stability changes, I've been impressed. The game plays quite well now, for me at least. Let me know how it is for you, and I'll see you later.